Welcome to Sterling Report. Sterling Heights voters have exercised their constitutional rights and chosen their representatives for the next 2 years and voiced their opinions on the Safe Streets ballot proposal. Richard J. Noddy was re-elected to the office of mayor with 16,130 votes. In the city council election, Deanna Koski was re-elected with 12,284 votes. Joseph V. Romano was re-elected with 11,646 votes. Maria G. Schmidt was re-elected with 12,226 votes. Nate Shannon received 10,351 votes and was not elected. Doug Skinars was elected with 12,968 votes. Paul M. Smith received 8,468 votes and was not re-elected. Michael C. Taylor was re-elected with 13,172 votes and will once again serve as Mayor Pro Tem. Barbara A. Zarco was re-elected with 12,211 votes. City residents passed the Safe Streets millage for police and fire protection and local street improvements by a margin of 57.39%, with 12,121 yes votes and 8,998 no votes. Macomb County officials hosted a preview of the new county-wide communications center. The new Macomb County Operations and Communications Center is under construction at the current Department of Roads building. Once completed, the 25,000 square foot center will house 70 current staff and allow for future growth as well. County Executive Mark Hackle provided insight on what the new communications center will entail once it's fully open and operational in mid-December.
What we are doing is letting people know that in December we're going to have this fully operational integrated communications and data center here in Macomb County. The whole premise about this is the new IT technology-driven center that's going to incorporate Department of Roads, Emergency Management, Police and Fire, Emergency Dispatch, as well as our new IT system that we've got here in Macomb County. So all the pieces are in place and we're coming to the realization it's going to be on time and under budget. We're extremely excited about it because you're not going to see anything of its kind from any local municipality or county government than what you're going to be able to see here in Macomb County. And it's all about providing the right type of service to the people with an incredible amount of technology.
Members of the press and local media outlets were provided a tour of the construction project to gain a better understanding of the technologically advanced communications center. Hackle explained some of the advanced capabilities that will be in place once the center is operational.
Well, my background and my experience in law enforcement, in particular dealing with dispatch centers, I come to the realization that many of us have a lot of silos. And in the county government, we had a separate dispatch or communication center for our roads, for emergency management, for our IT systems director was located someplace else, and the sheriff's department had their own. We had to consolidate the efforts of many of those within just county government, and we did. But we're building this with the capabilities of expanding beyond just Macomb County government and taking on other municipalities. In fact, Clinton Township, one of the largest townships in the county, as well as the city of Sterling Heights, one of the largest cities, have already contracted to be a part of this communication system here in Macomb County. And again, once we're up and running, they're going to be part of this. And I venture a guess you're going to see many other municipalities wanting to be part of this system. So now we're consolidating not just county government, but local government as well, and saving taxpayers money, but providing much better service when it comes to dispatching police and fire, as well as our road system.
County residents can rest assured that a centralized emergency dispatch center will continue to provide the same level of service, if not higher, that they have historically received from a 911 center located within their communities.
People get concerned about whether or not a sheriff's department can dispatch. And the sheriff's department dispatches to pretty much every one of the municipalities that they currently handle. So whether it's Armada, Romeo, Richmond, Harrison Township, Macomb Township, each one of these are separate entities. The whole idea about dispatching or taking 911 calls is just flipping the switch. It's just giving the information to that dispatch center. So where they're at remotely, really we could dispatch someplace in Ohio if we really wanted to. There's really no need for somebody to have their dispatch center within their municipality anymore with the technology that's available. And now we even have those cameras that are in those jurisdictions on poles that are in Sterling Heights, that are in Clinton Township. So now we're going to have direct access to that information when we're dispatching their cars. And to take it a step further, even school districts that have cameras within their schools, they sometimes have on the outside or exterior or the interior. Once we get the IP address and the information, we're going to be able to call up, having that connectivity with those schools if there's an incident or major situation that happens in there, and pull up live, real time, the interior view and or exterior of what's happening in case there is some type of major situation. And that can go for the local business as well, as long as they give us access to that. And we're working on that, coordinating that with our emergency manager to see if that capability is available in the various schools as well as local businesses.
Executive Hackle boasts of the long history of advanced emergency communications in Macomb County and how the new communications center not only did not have a negative impact on public funds, but may actually be a cost savings to government agencies throughout the county.
Macomb County has always been raising the bar. We started off with this whole 911 system back in the 80s and then went to emergency or elevated 911, if you will. But we also came in with an integrated communication system. Actually, it's that whole idea to try to figure out how do we get on one radio system within a county. We brought in that 800 megahertz system, which was interoperable communications, to get police, fire, EMS all trunked on different lines or on the same line in case there's a major incident. Now having the capabilities of having one dispatch center that coordinates people that understand about emergency management, Department of Roads, people that understand about police, fire, and EMS response in one facility, all working together, creates a tremendous amount of not just synergy, but reality to try to figure out how do we solve a problem or how do we help get support to the public for whatever their particular need is that we as a government need to provide. So it really is going to elevate the abilities or capabilities of government to respond to services and lessen the cost, because now you're not paying for two dispatch centers. You're paying for one facility, and as I mentioned, this we already had the money. We didn't have to go to the public and ask for some kind of a bond. We had the money available to actually pay for the system, and we're awarded a grant by the state of Michigan to actually help us because of the consolidation effort of $1.5 million to help offset some of those costs.
The construction project is well underway, which will ensure the center's opening next month.
Absolutely. I mean, how fast-paced they're moving now. Again, the hardest part about this was taking care of probably the hard issues. In other words, leveling out a floor, taking out the actual floor, construction that they had to do the exterior, shoring up the actual facility. So that hard construction is already done. Now it's kind of fine-tuning, putting the technology, hanging the wires. We are confident this will be up and running by December. As I mentioned, it's going to be on time and it's going to be under budget. This will be ready by December, and we're extremely excited about it.
Consolidation of services within the county does not necessarily mean current local 911 operations center personnel will lose their employment.
Anytime there's a consolidation, there's a question as to what happens to those employees that are working within the entity that's being absorbed. And we had that situation happen in Mount Clemens when we took over their police department. It was a big concern for many of the officers, and rightfully so. So what we had to do was, internally, we, through attrition, left spaces available, or positions available, if you will. So when people retired within the Sheriff's Department, we knew the time frame we had to get to. We had available positions for corrections officers, for deputies, and for command officers. We gave them an option. The sheriff and or county government, we can't promise anybody a job. You just can't do that. And so through civil service requirements. So what we had to do was give them an option or the opportunity to apply for those jobs. And in this Mount Clemens case with those police officers, we hired all but one. And why? Because the one we didn't feel like was fit for that job or that opportunity to work with the Sheriff's Department. But we had job opportunities for every one of those officers, and if I'm not mistaken, it was about 36 that came on board in the Macomb County Sheriff's Department. When it comes to the dispatchers from other municipalities, whether it's Clinton Township, Sterling Heights, that want to apply for these jobs, we're going to give them first-hand look because they already understand 911. They understand how to take calls. They understand the area of Sterling Heights. So they've got a tremendous advantage to actually take on one of those jobs or one of those openings here in this new communications center. And I got to tell you, talk about elevating the status of a person who's a dispatcher. I started in dispatching in a small room where it was just me and this little monitor right in front of me and a typewriter. You come into this facility, it's already going to elevate your feelings about what your role is, what your responsibility is. They're going to know they come into a high-tech world, and many people that are here to watch and see what they do are going to be impressed by it, and we're probably going to have a lot of people having an interest in wanting to be a communications expert in and around this new technology that we've got here.
Sterling Heights police officers traded in their bulletproof vest for waiters' aprons, all for a good cause. Members of the SHPD could be found serving up lunch at the Lakeside Mall Red Lobster on Thursday, October 24th. The officers participating in the Cops and Lobsters event acted as wait staff to raise funds for the Special Olympics. This popular and fun event has not been active over the past few years. However, restaurant manager Denise Hill was pleased to participate in its return.
The reason we like doing this is because it benefits everyone involved. Our crew loves it because they get to work, side by side with the cops. The guests absolutely love it because I get calls all the time, year after year, when are we doing this, when are we doing this? Because they get to see the Sterling Heights Police on a more personal level instead of in a time of need. And then the cops, they love it because they get to do something that's not in their same day and same line of work. Give out bread, refill drinks. They just get to do something different. And so it's a win-win for everybody because it benefits Special Olympics. So we absolutely love doing it.
Officer Dave Allen explains what takes place during the Cops and Lobsters event.
The purpose is to raise funds and awareness for Special Olympics. So what police officers do from the city of Sterling Heights, and we have a few coming from Grosse Pointe City, is they go to the table, they wait on the table if possible, bring them breads, drinks, just depends on their comfort level, maybe the meal if they are comfortable with that. And then we ask for a donation towards Special Olympics, the Law Enforcement Torch Run, because we participate, the departments also participated in the Law Enforcement Torch Run for probably about the last 15 years also.
Cops and Lobsters helps the police officers' efforts to raise funds for the Special Olympics through their torch run.
But the last 15 years, we have coordinated what's called the Fraternal Order of Police team. And again, it's geared towards Copper Harbor and the Law Enforcement Torch Run. We get together every year in September. We go up to Copper Harbor in the Upper Peninsula. And on a Monday afternoon, we start running all the way back down to Sterling Heights. It's about a 750-mile leg with the Michigan State Police team and the Michigan Corrections Officers team.
A large portion of funds raised through these efforts are utilized right here in Macomb County. Officer Allen explains what it means to him and his fellow officers to be part of Cops and Lobsters.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's one of the coolest things that I've been involved with. That's why I've been doing it for the last several years. I have relatives and family members that have been involved with Special Olympics. So I saw it from a very early age, and then the law enforcement aspect of things, they invite us out to winter games and summer games to give the athletes medals and to see how much they appreciate us and the smiles on their face when they win and how much passion they have for this stuff makes all this stuff worth it.
People from around the community spruced up area properties as part of the Fall Pride and Shine Day on November 2nd. Robert Surgat has the story.
Cold, wet, rainy weather greeted 40 volunteers as they worked on 16 homes in Sterling Heights. The volunteers represented Iona, WOW, Ford Community Angels, and First Church of Sterling Heights. The Fall Pride and Shine Day gives volunteers a chance to go to homes and improve on the landscaping maintenance. Many of these property owners can no longer take care of their property, but would like to.
Oh, they have done a beautiful job, haven't they? Such a beautiful job. I haven't been able to tend the backyard in several years, and so I appreciate all they have done. There's no way I could have done it. There's no way in the world I could have cleaned this mess up.
We want to help the seniors and those that are shut in and that can't help themselves, so we're out here to do some yard work for them or whatever else we could do to be a help to them.
Keep coming back because it's good to give back to the community, the city. It's almost like I feel like it's my responsibility to do so because I'm young and helping someone out who is old and can't really do it that well. So.
The Sterling Heights Shine program organizes 2 cleanup days a year, one in the spring and one in the autumn. The goal is to improve these neighborhoods by cleaning up homes in the area, thus improving property values and improving residential life in Sterling Heights. For the Sterling Report, I'm Robert Surgat.
The Walmart at 14 Mile and Van Dyke recently celebrated its re-grand opening and used the event as an opportunity to give back to community organizations. Walmart originally moved to the Sterling Heights location from Warren in 2007 when it occupied the previously vacant Super Kmart store. After assuming the new space, Walmart renovated the store into a super center. To keep progressing forward, the store was remodeled once again over the past few months and celebrated its re-grand opening on Friday, October 25th. According to store manager Rob Aquilina, the remodeling centered around listening to client requests when making changes and updates to the store, plus bringing back some old favorites to satisfy their customers.
As our customers come in, they'll notice a lot of their requests over the past few years have been granted. One of the biggest complaints we had from our customers over the past few years was that Walmart no longer carried fabric. Well, as of this morning, fabric is back in our stores because we've had so many customers that were disappointed on us no longer carrying that item that we decided to bring it back to take care of that customer clientele. We also have 8 self-checkouts that were recently installed. That's our commitment to our customers to reduce the wait in line for our customers to have to pay for their merchandise at the front of the store. Some areas we have some longer aisles and taller counters to improve the assortment of merchandise that we carry within our location. And we also have spent quite a bit of money in investing in the local economy, such as our produce department, where we have committed to purchasing product that has been locally grown in the state of Michigan.
Part of the day's events included the presentation of checks to area charitable organizations to help with area families in need.
With the holidays right around the corner, we know the economy is struggling, and we also know there's a lot of families out there that might not be able to afford to put meals on the table for their kids for Thanksgiving dinner as well as for the Christmas season. There may be kids out there that might not be able to get any presents because of the financial situation they're in. We have a lot of organizations right here in Sterling Heights that help support those families, and as a company, Walmart wants to help support those organizations to make sure that every family can celebrate Thanksgiving as well as Christmas.
One of the organizations benefiting from Walmart's generosity was the Sterling Heights Community Foundation. Michelle Murphy, Foundation Executive Director, relies upon local businesses and corporations to help the foundation meet their goals of continuing to make Sterling Heights a great community.
We're really excited because we are building new partnerships, and Walmart is just one of the latest to join us in our mission, and we welcome businesses like Walmart, so we're very appreciative of their attention and time and their donation.
Also receiving a donation was Dan Leckie of St. Matthias St. Vincent de Paul, who explains how the funds will be used.
We got 65 families we're feeding for the Christmas thing, and they're going to help us with hams, and it's a $500 donation for canned goods and things like that we're going to purchase. We have a lot more families asking for food, and there's a lot more people out there that need food, and we help with other things too at St. Vincent de Paul, like utility bills and furniture and stuff for the people. And it's quite rewarding to help people.
Mayor Noddy was on hand for the re-grand opening and stated how he appreciates Walmart being a good corporate neighbor for the community.
Yeah, we're at Walmart on 14 Mile in Van Dyke, and in Sterling Heights we have 2 Walmarts, one on the north end, one on the south end, and they're a great corporate sponsor. They're donating money to our community foundations, some of the Warren Consolidated Schools, and this is a grand opening. They painted it up, they added some more features in the store, and it's really one-stop shopping here at Walmart here on 14 Mile in Van Dyke, and people can come here and just one stop, in and out, and it's a great service to our community.
Another business in the 14 and Van Dyke area also celebrated a milestone achievement. Howard's Fine Jewelers held a 65th anniversary celebration on Thursday, October 25th. Howard's co-owner, Sako Gazarian, is happy to be a part of the Sterling Heights community for over 25 years and explains how his store has transitioned from discount to fine jewelry.
We are actually becoming more of a fine jewelry store. We used to be Howard's Discount Fine Jewelry. Now we are going to be more of an upscale fine jewelry store, and hoping to serve, as I said, many more years in our community.
Gazarian shares what all his store has to offer.
We offer full service jewelry, repairs, watches, diamonds, engagement rings, you name it in a jewelry store, we have it, Some brand names, which will be Camellia, some watches, Citizen watches, and Bulova watches, ESQ watches. Maya J is new jewelry, design jewelry we have, and big selection of engagement rings we carry in our showcase. Yes, we do loose stones, loose diamonds, and big inventory on the color stones and everything else.
Part of Howard's Fine Jewelry's 65th anniversary party included a silent auction benefiting Shades of Pink, in which all funds raised during the event will be used to assist women battling breast cancer in the Sterling Heights area. And that wraps up this edition of Sterling Report. Until next time, take care.